we have to wanted to have this conversation for many years since we reviewed Elusive Reflections. But we are finally here and with much more to talk about than before. So, first of all, how are you with this pandemic situation?
Um, Hi, and thanks for inviting me to do this interview. Well, I'm fine. Luckily, I'm fine. We're all healthy. The whole band is healthy. And I'm currently living in Germany, Hanover, Germany. So the situation here is pretty much under control, like, luckily, meaning life functions pretty much as usual, with all the precautions, of course, all the, wearing the masks in closed spaces, public transportation, in shops. There's limited number of people to enter the shops, to enter the bars, cafes, like, the usual precautions. But the life functions relatively normally, so we're kind of, yeah, lucky to be here.
That's it. But currently, you're based in Germany, but the band was formed in Tunisia. Okay?
Yes,
When
correct.
we talk about metal bands, Tunisia is not the first name we came to mind. Okay? How is the metal scene in Tunisia?
Oh God. Yeah, not good. Definitely not good. Like, metal is not mainstream there, and it was really difficult for us to do much more than what we've already achieved in Tunisia, like with the band. So uh, it was really difficult to find venues like where to play. It was also very difficult to organize like a good concert. Of course, there were no festivals like for metal music there. There were no labels at the time. No music produced. Like, really not a metal country. We never faced anything like serious, like maybe in some, let's say, like Iraq, Iran, like other Arabic countries, where people had like incidents, like, okay, they went to jail because they played metal. That never happened
Yeah.
in Tunisia. No, Tunisia is cool. I mean, they're pretty liberal. But yeah, but
No, it's
despite
not a
that,
metal country.
like, simply as simple as that. And it's far, like when we want to get any gigs like in Europe and everything, it's so expensive for anybody to invite us, because
Of
they're
course.
plane tickets, there's, like, really too much fuss about everything, so it became too hard.
Well, let's talk about that move to Germany. We can assume that it's because the, the benefit of the country for a metal band. But why Germany? Why not England or Spain? Why Germany?
Well, Germany was also like a choice for personal reasons, because of the job, like my job and Malik's job, like the guitar player, or one of the guitar players from Persona, like, and the founder, like, with me. So we just decided to move to Germany, like, for personal reasons, job reasons, and stuff like that. And also, it turned out to be like a really good metal country.
Of course, one of the
So
best.
yeah, that's why, basically. Yeah, that's why, basically, it wasn't exclusively for the band, but the band was like the bonus.
So a mutual benefit for your
Yep,
job and for your band. Okay.
exactly.
Something that caught my attention from the very first time was the name. Where those persona come from? Because for us in Spanish, it means like people, but it what means in Tunisia or where it come from?
Okay. um like, actually, that name, or the term, we can say, basically, like, originally comes from Latin. So
Okay.
it actually means like a mask, mask. And I actually got inspired to choose that name because of like the concept from Swiss psychiatrist Carl Gustav Jung, who, like, worked, like, who had this concept of persona and anima. And like, anima is like someone's true self, and persona is actually somebody's, like the personality that one shows to other people, and but not what one actually is inside.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I know you were winners in Hard Rock Rising Battle of the Band by Hard Rock Cafe in Tunisia.
Yeah, twice.
And guess what? I know that feeling. I have this too.
Awesome.
I have the opportunity to win my with my old band the first edition in Venezuela, and that's exactly why I know it was not easy for a metal band to win this kind of contest, right?
Congratulations. We didn't get any kind of little trophy. I'm
Well,
jealous
this
now.
is one of my precious like the Lord of the Ring, but Venezuela well had a metal movement not bigger than the United States or even Mexico or Colombia. I know what the, I know the difficult to win a contest like that in a country like this or a country like Tunisia. How was this experience in a country that doesn't have a metal scene? How win to persona in Tunisia?
And how did we win? I guess we just played well. So yeah, it
But
was.
obviously the public is not a metal fan, but you won uh, against what kind of bands? Metal bands, folk bands.
Also, not all of them were metal. So they were like rock. Maybe another. I can't honestly. To be honest, I can't even remember now exactly. Each time there were like maybe 5 or 6 other bands or something like that. So it wasn't like a full night of like, I don't know, 10, 15 bands, to choose from. Like maybe 5, 6, 7. I honestly I can't remember. It feels like it's been ages ago.
Let's talk about your music. Uh, for you, what are the difference between elusive reflection and metamorphosis? Personally, I find metamorphosis more epic, more aggressive than elusive reflection.
Yes, we find it that too. Which one do you prefer?
I like both, but if we talk about elusive reflection, I found riff more like old school.
Hmm.
I find some riff like heavy metal, even thrash metal, that the old school. Metamorphosis is more it's an actual song, but it's more aggressive. It's more symphonic, epic, but definitely more aggressive. Do you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
the same? It's more aggressive
yeah,
for you?
yeah. Totally more aggressive. I mean, okay, so um, I we didn't actually plan it that way. We just wanted to do something more complex. We just wanted to explore more and evolve more. So we just wanted to do something different, like just go further, one step further than, or like further and maybe a bit differently than Illusory Reflections. And also at the time, I kind of started getting into some extreme metal like genres more. I listened to a bit of black metal, a bit of like melodic death and everything, and I also discovered that like, okay, sometimes I really want to express myself in a very powerful way, and sometimes my clean vocals are just not doing it. So let's just try to use a bit more like harsh vocals, like growls, screams, and stuff.
Actually, we can find more growls right now.
Yeah, yeah, like a lot more because just the music supported it, the music asked for it. So that's another, like harsh vocals are another thing that makes Metamorphosis more aggressive than Illusory Reflections.
Fine. Um, let's talk about Simon and Ike. That's
Aika, uh-huh.
Ike, right?
Like,
They are the newest members of the band.
yes.
What different with different culture, different influence, maybe? How they contribute to the persona's current sound?
Oh, they contribute marvelously. This is now in German. Also, I can speak German. Like, I don't know. Like, German is not my like third foreign language. Like the one that I speak, fluently. So sometimes like just
You have
their word.
three languages in your mind right now.
Yeah, always like there's English, there's French that I just learned before. I mean, before German, and now there's German. So yeah, there are words from all those three popping up, like up, out, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, they really fit in a great way. I mean, we're currently working on the third album, so like new music is in
Will
preparation.
be my next question.
Yeah, sorry. So I mean, I
No,
had to
no,
leave
no.
because
It's okay. It's okay. When we have a new person album, that's right.
yeah. So first, our first rehearsal with them was just fantastic. Still remember that day. Like we played. It was an amazing feeling that never happened to us. Like it was a feeling. Okay, if we went on stage, if we actually went directly on stage, and played those songs that we prepared for that rehearsal, old songs obviously, but like we could have gone directly on stage and just play a concert. So it was like such an amazing feeling because they're really good musicians and they're also very creative in composing, and they also have different and interesting influences. So the new music that's coming up is going to be again totally different even than Metamorphosis. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Can you say about something about that? What direction do you have to what?
Yeah, we're going more modern, you know, a bit more modern.
Alternative metal, maybe?
Uh, we're just like not limiting ourselves, but what's coming out right now is like more modern. The arrangements are much less symphonic and much less like classical. There's more electronics involved in it.
Interesting.
Yeah, my growls are still there, but melodies are also still there. So it's kind of like we're moving to another level. Like we are like metamorphosing again.
Metamorphosis too.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think could be the difference between Persona and symphonic metal band, female front, which can sound similar sometimes?
Well, I don't know right now because uh, many also the whole female fronted metal genre is also evolving. Like at some point in the beginning it was only like some kind of metal, like symphonic metal, and a girl singing operatic vocals on top. So that was the one idea. That is still here, but not as much now. There's this, not now but since a while ago, there's this other wave of very aggressive girls who are only doing growls and like
Arch Enemy, Ginger.
more arch enemy, like, or agony style since before. Yeah. But now there's like more and more like that. Like, I don't know, there's Ginger, for example, um and there are girls who are mixing it, like for example Melissa Boni from Ad Infinitum, and she does it very well. Like I really like, I really like the music, and I really like how the vocals fit in that whole thing. So I don't know, I guess we are somewhere there. Like we don't want to limit ourselves and put ourselves in any of those, let's say, categories. We just we follow the music, and so whatever feels good, we just do it. It's just like sometimes, okay, we decide maybe this time we want to go less symphonic, let's try to do something more modern, because it's new to us, so we want to explore more to see what can we do in this direction. So now, like, to close the, like, to give a point, I think there's everything everywhere right now, like lots of different genres and subgenres of female fronted metal, like going on. So I guess we're just one of them, a band exploring.
But do you think that we can find more of the Tunisian heritage in your first album?
I am from Serbia. So and for a long time, like in the band, like in Tunisian times, so the main composers in the band were Melik, the guitar player, and I. So none of us are very attached or influenced, like directly influenced and deliberately influenced by Tunisian music. So I don't have Tunisian roots. Okay, I have Serbian roots because I was born there, but I'm not also particularly attached or inspired by any of that. I'm somehow have like very universal mind, call it like that. So we haven't done that on purpose. If there's something that popped out.
Let's talk about your plans. You have a Hanover Metal participation.
Yeah. We do. So we already played. We already played 2 concerts in Hanover with our new members. That happened before Corona. I mean, like lockdown and everything was cancelled. And we had like really like a nice amount of gigs and even some festivals and everything like in Europe confirmed for this year, but then nothing happened unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
But besides that, so we're preparing the new album, and we recently had a video shoot for our first new single. So that single will most probably be released in the end of October, beginning of November, and all together with our crowdfunding campaign that we're also planning to release.
Okay.
I mean, launch to help us finance the third album. So that's like the most immediate and the most important news that's happening right now. So composing and preparing of the crowdfunding campaign and the launch of the video. So end of October, beginning of November.
Let's talk about Helenio.
Oh,
Your side project. It's
Yes.
just your fingers and your voice. The piano and Jelena. There is more ideas that in your mind, but maybe more philosophical, more spiritual way than persona.
Yes. First, musically, those are actually the ideas that like wouldn't fit with persona. And I decided to do an EP first because okay, let's give shape to 5 songs first, and then like we'll see like for an album, like about an album or the rest. And yeah, it's more philosophical because I'm not really. It's who I am. Like this thing is like 100% who I am. So it's the music, how it comes out. Like I shape it how I feel I want to do it. I write about whatever I feel like writing.
There is no limitation.
Really seriously no limitation, so it's just 100% me, and it's what's been on my mind in that moment. And I am pretty so like philosophical, psychological, let's say spiritual. Those are the things that interest me too. So I have Hellenium as a place where I can
Express yourself,
express all
right.
that, and yeah.
I have to confess, I'm not fan of that lyrical voice or poetic voice in metal. It's not my style. But I found Helenium really relaxing, really passionate. It was a song very calm me down.
God, thank you. Yeah. They turned out like that's really atmospheric, and also I'm just singing clean, like clean. So
I love
they're
the song.
Thank you. So it's just like, let's say, my normal natural voice. So there is no really operatic technique in it.
That's
So
what I like.
yeah. Believe me, I am also honestly I've also never been a big fan of just operatic vocals. It's just not my thing.
I know.
So
No, no. Well, before to conclude, we would like to know what Jelena is currently listening. Any band or new material you can recommend?
I'm currently listening like these days like exclusively Pitfalls from Leprous. The album, yeah.
Listen that.
Yeah, I love them. I totally like love them. So
Well, now to conclude, we want to know what Jelena likes. No, we call it the essential. I'm going to make a question to you about
Okay.
your favorite things to be
okay.
answered in a very few words or a one word.
Leprous. Pain of Salvation B. Ashes from Pain of Salvation. Einar Zolberg, Lepus. Petrucci Dream Theater. I'm a singer. Yeah, yeah. I was about to comment on your shirt. Yes, but yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm a veggie person, so veggies. There is this really nice series from the writer. It's like a fantasy series. It's called The Band and the Banished from James Clemens, and all the books are titled like which fire, which war, which star, which so like I really like that. So James Clemens, the series of books, they all have like witch in the title, so I would recommend that. I really like it. Or Hyperion. One of them, like, okay, playing in a like a super important major festival with a band, like for example Wacken, which and 70,000 yes, tons of metal. I would love to play with a band on that thing. It's such a cool concept. Like, I'm loving it. This, I would love to do that, but now we'll see how this corona changes the whole world and the band performances.
You are young. There are many time to record.
Creative, I would say. Like, I have a feeling that everybody says that, like, because we're, like we
compose. Not really. Not really. Jelena, for us, it's been a complete honor having you with us. On behalf of the entire team of Cowboys From Rock, we wish you the greatest success with your net record. I hope you can release your new single this year. Thank you very much for your patience. We have waiting because about 5 years to do it.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure, really.
A pleasure for us, and we'll keep in touch, right?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you, and say hello to the rest of the band.
I will. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye, Jelena.
Bye.